Last time I posted this video, it got blocked on some social media because I mentioned the benefits of the parsley. So this one, I will not mention the benefits. You just Google it and find how important it is. You need around 7-8 chunks of parsley. They should come to this much size of a container. 1 kg of tomato. You need green fresh mint. It's around half of a chunk if it's a thick chunk. Green onion, 2 pieces of a green onion. We don't have a green onion today, so we're gonna use 1 piece of white onion. You need 5 lemons, salt and pepper, a glass of Bulgur. You can use some dry mint as well over here, and you need virgin cold press olive oil, and you can add some of the sumac. I don't know what's the name in English, but I will mention the name. It's called sumac in Arabic. I will show you how the preparation of all of those, and of course later you need this kind of lettuce for dipping and for eating. We're gonna start with the best way how to wash the parsley. Rinsing the parsley is very important. You have to rinse it with cold water. So we live in Dubai, the water is not that cold. So you rinse it a little bit, then we add ice to the water because you want the leaves to soften, but you don't want it to melt. This is very important because if you mix everything and you start eating, you might feel the leaves are a little bit hard. So the best way is to soak them in water. We're gonna add salt as well. We're gonna add salt to it just to be sure we kill any kind of whatever living in those green leaves. But if you live in Dubai or live in any country and the water is quite hot or warm, you need to add some ice cubes to be sure it's cold enough. We're gonna start now. So we're just gonna rinse them over and over now. And when you rinse them, you have to move them a little bit, smash them with your hand so you can be sure that they are spread out. This is a great container because the side of it has an area where you can drain the water out. Now we're gonna use the drinking water to soak them for a few minutes. So the first rinse was with normal water. Next rinse, we're using the drinking water. You need the water to be cold. You don't want the leaves of the parsley to melt as well, because when it melts, it doesn't feel good in the mouth. So you need it still holding to its texture, and the color stays green. You will notice if it's hot, it's gonna melt, it's gonna look like it's cooked. So we're now soaking it with water and ice, and we're gonna add a bit of salt. Now don't worry about adding this salt because we're gonna still rinse them out. So we're gonna leave them now for 5 minutes, then rinse them out. So even the salt that's been added now, it's gonna get softened. I'm gonna still add more salt later, but just so you know what's the process like, because washing those parsley is very important. Now you have to be sure that they're all soaked in water. All soaking completely in water, and we'll leave them now for 5 minutes. Now the tomato, you can use a machine to cut them, but we do a hand cutting like this. It's very important that when you choose your tomato, it's red, it's a little bit sour. This is what gives the tabbouleh its beautiful taste. Now we create this mix, the onion with around a half spoon of salt, 1 spoon of dry mint, 1 small spoon of sumac, and a little bit of pepper on the top. This way. Then you leave them to sit for a few minutes, add them to the tomato, the mint, and the parsley over there all together. Now we're gonna rinse them out. It's been 5 minutes. We're gonna take all the water out. So you will notice actually they become more green, which is amazing. Like after you soak them for 5 minutes in cold water, they become even more green, and that's fascinating actually. You have to be sure there is no water left. You have to squeeze all the water out. You don't want it to have, you see how dry they are? Look how my mom is squeezing them. This is the traditional way of doing the tabbouleh. So if you do it, you're gonna taste the best tabbouleh ever you had in your life. Look here, when I put my hand, they're completely dry. They're completely dry, and that's what you want. Just squeeze the last part of them. Here's the mint as well. You add the mint, you spread it everywhere, and we're ready to add the other mix of the onion. We have the bulgur, it's still dry. We didn't soak it. We're not gonna soak it at all today because it's quite fine. Sometimes you can soak it by adding some water and then you dump it. You don't need to remove the water out of it because the bulgur will drink all the water. Not counting you have tomato that has a lot of juice. It's gonna, this bulgur is gonna absorb all the juice out of the tomato. Okay, bulgur goes in. You got the onion. Then we got the lemon. Some people they add garlic. We don't like to add garlic in it. The salt. Then your olive, your virgin cold press. Be generous. The more generous, the shinier, it tastes better. You see, we had almost this amount. It's a huge amount, like a big, almost a big glass full of olive oil. Look how shiny it is. Done. I will show you how we do it now. You get the lettuce, you use you're holding it this way, you take your finger, you push it in and you fold. Now you have a lettuce spoon. You can fill it up this way. You see how shiny it is? You do this, a little bit more, and you send it in. One more. I like to get it from the bottom so it's more juicy. See that? I'm gonna show you how you serve it. Get the juice from the bottom. You want it shiny. You see that? You see that shine? So this is what we call it, a perfect tabbouleh. Now what you can add to it, this is sesame. So it looks like that. Now we have tons of benefits. If you go to my YouTube, you will still see the old video where I explain the benefits of the parsley. It's unbelievable. You add to it all the other ingredients, tons of benefits, the sesame as well. So this is something you could eat it once or twice per week, but your health will accelerate to a whole different level. You know me, I'm obsessed with beetroots. We do almost weekly. Look at this color. Look at this beautiful color. It tastes so freaking good. Over here, you make one like that. You add a spoon in. Now you have your Bon appétit.